What's going on, champions? Welcome back to the Wild Wild Metaverse show. So today we're going to be talking about privacy and data concerns in the metaverse, or with the metaverse platforms that we're seeing right now. A lot of people have been voicing their opinions, and there's mixed reactions in this when it comes to what's happening with, or what will happen with your data in the metaverse. So again, if you are really concerned about the metaverse and how your data will be exploited or will not be exploited in the metaverse, be sure to hang on till the very end of this video. This is one that you do not want to miss out on. So I'm here with my co-host Abder. What's going on, man? How excited are you about this topic?
Oh man, I'm so excited. This is a topic, you know, it's been brought up in our current Web 2.0, right? Now we move into the 3.0 and it's a whole different world. So I think the privacy concern is going to evolve way more than Web 2.0. So I'm very excited. Very excited.
That's great to hear. Hey, you guys are in for a treat today, man. You heard from the man himself. He said he's excited. On a scale of 1 to 10, he's like 50 right now. So hey, we're going to dive into it and we're going to unpack this. As far as we are concerned, you guys are going to gain a lot of value out of this. So hang on and stick around to the very end. But before we dive into this interesting show for the day, if this is your first time stopping by this channel, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Welcome, and hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up to help other people find this information quicker.
Help us out, guys.
Hey, I mean, that's what it is. Help the people out, help us out, help the whole community out. That's really what we're all about, right? Okay, without beating around the bush, let's get into it. So there's this report that's trending right now that just came out, right? And this is something that's not foreign to us in the internet world and in the cyber world, right? But with the metaverse, this is a major concern. So again, up on the screen, y'all can see I'm sharing, this is a report from the Washington Post, that surveillance will follow us into the metaverse and our bodies could be its new data source. So this is mind blowing to me, right? So I want to get your thoughts. I want you to dive into this a little deeper.
Yeah. You know, you said it right, man. I think that the big thing about this right now, right, is when you go into the metaverse, you're interacting with people, you're talking to people, right? You're having conversations. At the same time, you know, your facial expressions are also very apparent, right? Because when you wear a headset, right now there's new technology out on these headsets that can actually track your eye movement, okay? Track your eye movement. They can look at your face, you know, are you making any frowns? Are you making any facial expressions? And also, they can also track your hands if you're wearing those wearables, right? Now, why is this technology even important? Because in the metaverse, you have an avatar. Remember, we talked about that in a previous video.
True.
Right?
Yep, we did.
Now, the avatar, it can reflect what you do in real life. That's pretty cool, right? But that's also data, right? That's also data that's being saved about you, right? So now they know what we're looking at. That, and you know, and they're doing that for a good reason right now, right? I mean, games, they want to see where are you looking, right? Are you looking at the, you know, and based on where your eyes go, the camera will go along with it. That way you see a new part of the environment, just like in real life.
Gotcha. So again, it sounds like the whole biometrics is at play, is at stake here. And really, I mean, the metaverse will become an extension of ourselves. So when you think about it, these guys are going to be able to mine more data from us that they do not have right now. And who are the real players here? I mean, according to the reports right now, we see many platforms diving into this. But when it comes to the VR headsets, the augmented reality, extended reality, virtual reality, hardware developers, who all are we concerned about when it comes to the data privacy issues that we're talking about right now?
So, you know, the whole, you know, FANG, right? You talk about Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, and all that, right? Well, right now, the big two are Microsoft and Meta, which is Facebook. Apple just announced that they're actually going to be developing one of their own. So eventually, you're going to have a third player in all this. So far, we have 3 players. 2 of them are established, right? And that's Microsoft and Facebook.
That's right. And according to the report, if you guys can see the screen right now, you can clearly tell that Microsoft is going in on this. I mean, they're going real strong in the meta. I mean, they don't want to leave any stones unturned, right? It's almost like a race at this point between the giants, and whoever builds the better technology or the better hardware and the better operating system will likely get the most users. I mean, let's just be real, because right now what we're seeing is a talent war. According to reports out there, we're seeing that Meta is poaching staff from Microsoft and Apple, right, as they're planning. I mean, this is crazy, right? They're literally poaching top talent from each. I mean, this happens all the time, but when it comes to the metaverse, this is what we're seeing right now, right? So, what are your thoughts on this before we dive into, the details of the whole data privacy? Yeah.
Right. Well, a couple of things, right? Microsoft is very well established company. They have so much already in terms of augmented reality. They've been in the augmented reality space for a long time with the HoloLens, like you said, right?
Yep.
Facebook, on the other hand, has all this data about every human being that's on Facebook. They already know what you like for breakfast, right? They already know, what kind of shows you watch. I mean, they know it all.
True.
So these two companies are going after completely different perspectives, though, right? Microsoft is more on the productivity, more on office. They're more professional. They're the boring, in some people's mind, it's the boring world, right? Because nobody wants to go to work. Now, on the other side, Facebook is on the fun part. This is the social aspect of it, right? So they're looking at it from different perspective, but they're still competing. It's weird. It's really weird how this is playing out, because they're considering themselves as competition, right?
Yeah.
But it's really not. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, like I said before, right? Whoever wins the race, whoever creates the most user-friendly, the most immersive technology will definitely win. And from what you said, the HoloLens has been something that Microsoft has been developing, for some time now. And Meta, really, in my opinion, Facebook's parent company Meta made the Metaverse really popular. And everyone is singing Metaverse, without really understanding the nuances and the intricacies behind the Metaverse. So truth be told, when it comes to this race, this talent race, and the poaching and the data and all that's around the building the infrastructure that supports the Metaverse, I don't know who's gonna win. And like you mentioned, Facebook, they've got something that Microsoft doesn't, and Microsoft has something that Facebook doesn't. So it all boils down to who utilizes what they've got, and who also knows how to harvest what they don't to make the most out of this whole Metaverse experience. So
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting.
Imagine, what if these two companies combined? That would be
not gonna happen, in my opinion. Metaverse. That's never gonna happen. I mean, that's never gonna happen, because you think about it, right? We're talking about data, right? We're talking about data. Now, what was the biggest issue between Facebook and Apple a few years ago? It was all around data, right? You had Apple coming out, saying, look, Facebook is doing XYZ, that's against our policies and whatnot. You've got these guys going at each other, right? So the thing is, I don't ever see, that's my opinion right now, I don't ever see both of them coming together, but that's a topic for a different day.
Yes, it is.
So, okay, so now getting into the data, getting into the actual stuff, I'm going to share this I'm going to put this up right here. So according to this report from the Washington Post that we're going to be unpacking today, it says that the virtual reality headsets will learn more about you than traditional screens. That could be good for the creepy companies. So this is good for the giants, for the data mining companies. But what about the people? Like, what's up with the people in this case?
We the people. So let's first look at the good about the technology. All right. Okay. I brought it up earlier. The good about the technology is, imagine you wear this headset. You're at home, right? You wake up in the morning at 7 a.m. You eat your breakfast. You get on this headset. Maybe this headset is more comfortable than what we're used to right now, right?
Yeah.
You get on, and you join a meeting, instead of going on Zoom or your Teams, Microsoft or whatever, you get on and now you're sitting in a meeting with everybody else. Everybody has an avatar, right? And you have this headset.
Yep.
When you do that, what this headset is going to do, because of this sensors and all these things, that the technology in the headset, now the headset is tracking your eye movement, it's tracking your face, and so the avatar reflects whatever you're doing. That means you get to see your coworkers laughing, right? And
Yep.
you get to see, their fun avatars. Now there's a balance in the avatars in the professional world, right? Like, you can't be a unicorn. You can't, Izu, I know you love unicorns, but you can't be.
Who doesn't?
Your avatar can't be unicorn. I'm just kidding, man. But look, so you have your avatar. It's kind of professional. It's sitting in a meeting, and now you're getting a chance to see everybody, right? And you're doing it more, a little bit interactive, a little bit more interactive. Instead of looking at a presentation on your screen, you're seeing the presentation actually just like it would be in a meeting room, right?
Yep.
That's the good thing. Also, for example, imagine it's somebody's birthday or whatever. Instead of seeing that birthday on the calendar, you get to see it maybe on top of their avatar that says, birthday today, right?
Yeah.
They get to choose what's shown on there. But my point is, you get that interactivity. You get a chance to avoid that 2-hour ride traffic, to and from work. We all know about that traffic, right?
Facts. Boring, bad. Not excited by that part.
Right? So,
Yep.
so it enhances what we do now. Right now, we sit on our chair, we do this. This is the future, by the way, right? I mean, everybody's kind of heading towards that direction anyway. So
Yep.
why not just take it to the next level?
Okay.
So that's the good. That's the
Got
good.
it.
What do you think about the good, first of all, before we get to the bad?
No, I think there's a lot of, benefits to, I've been saying this from day one, right? The metaverse presents a whole lot of opportunities. It unlocks many doors that just put it this way. You nailed it. You basically talked about not sitting in traffic. It saves you time. That's time right there. It saves you energy. Right.
Time is
so time and energy. Think about it. It's hard to place value on time, and that's really what's happening here with the metaverse. But again, as we kind of talk about this, I'm beginning to feel like every new or every emerging technology comes with emerging problems and challenges, if you want to call it that, for lack of better words. And that's why we're here right now. That's why we're talking about the data concerns. So now that we've talked about the good, it's undoubtedly, very beneficial when you talk about the good the metaverse brings to the, to the users or to the people or to, the masses. But yeah, definitely everything you said, 100%.
And one final thing about the good, right? So besides the workplace, right? If you're playing a game, you get a chance to, as your eyes move, your avatar moves in the game. They see what you see, right? Your hands, you get a chance to move your hands if you're an RPG game or whatever it is. So there's interactivity comes with sensors. It comes with tracking what you're doing. If you're trying to navigate through a mall in the metaverse to go buy your next Gucci bag or whatever you do, right? if you want to do that, you will need the eyes and ears and and hands to pick up whatever it is in the metaverse. So that's again all interactivity. You need sensors. You need the metaverse to track where your whole body is relative to everything else, basically.
Got it. And again, when you've got people like Bill Gates coming out and saying, hey, they see the future of work in the metaverse. According to this report right here, you can see Bill Gates is all in on the metaverse of the office space. Everyone is working from home. But again, they want people in the office, in the metaverse. So this may be good and this may be bad, for some people, depending on who you speak to. Some people don't want to don't want to have that level of surveillance in them, So it's going to be interesting as we get into this. But back to the topic though, like when it comes to the downsides of this stuff, what are you seeing right now, especially from the data privacy standpoint?
You've been knocking on this for the whole time, and I know you can't wait for this spicy topic, right?
Hey, we gotta, gotta dig in.
So let's first and foremost, just like I said, they're collecting that data. Now, that data is used for interactivity, but it also is being used to understand your behaviors. It's being used to understand what you do on a daily basis, on a minute to minute basis, right? And that information can be sold, and it's way more valuable than what we do right now in, let's say in Web 2.0, like Facebook, for example,
Yeah.
right? They see how you scroll through Facebook, and based on that, they can maybe say, oh, this person likes cars because he keeps going into the groups of Porsche, so I'm gonna send, right? So they're taking it to the next level. Now they're saying, hey,
The kind of, sorry to cut you off, but the whole Facebook pixels, it just reminds me of Facebook pixels, where they kind of slap it on you, and when you go from browser or from website to website, that whole that's that whole pixel thing follows you. So it's gonna be interesting with the metaverse. But I'll pick it up.
Now imagine, you're going in you're in the metaverse, right? And your avatar is walking in the street of Beverly Hills of the metaverse, right? And your avatar starts looking at some cool bags on the window. Your avatar is window shopping. Not you, your avatar is window shopping.
Yeah.
Guess what? Right now, they're not capturing that in real life. If you go and walk in and look at Beverly Hills store, they're not going to say this person's looking at that purse. That means they're interested, or he's looking at them shoes or whatever. I keep saying purse. I don't know why I keep saying purses, but shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the metaverse, now they can track your eye movement, right? They can see what you're looking, and based on that, they'll sell that data to Gucci or to whatever, to Jordan's, a Nike, and now Nike is going to start sending you some stuff and spamming you, for example, right? Now the other weird part about it is in the workplace. Okay, so when we're in a meeting, let's be honest, right? We always tend to gaze away. We always tend to maybe close one eye or close two eyes and just kind of do one of these things, right? What about the eye tracking movement, right? Where now your manager or your company can just track what you're looking at during a meeting, right? And they can see, is Izu paying attention? Is Izu looking at them donuts?
Is he sleeping? Is he dozing up?
Right? Like, is Izu looking at them donuts on the side, right? Because they look extra delicious, right?
Hey, I can't be hungry no more, right? In the meetings.
Yeah, but you can't eat in the metaverse yet, so maybe you won't be looking at donuts.
I know.
Right?
I missed that part.
Now, what do you think about that, right? I mean, I just dropped a lot of stuff on you, man, but I want to hear your take on it.
No, you did bring up some valid points right there. Collecting data, selling the data, and not having control over your data like they kind of do right now with, I'm not going to say they do explicitly with every single data, but they have a lot of data. Like we all know, data is the new oil, right? Data right now, there's just a whole lot of data analysts, data engineers, data experts, data scientists that are scouring through the data that's being produced every millisecond. And now when we take this to the metaverse, I just look at the metaverse as the new land that houses the oil, which is the data. So a different type of oil, right? Which is just an extension of what we are, who we already are, what we already do, and our activities and habits. So this could be dangerous because we've seen examples of these companies using data to manipulate, even world politics, right? And I'm not saying, Facebook or Microsoft or whoever, but we all know you can do your research. So that could be dangerous. And this kind of brings me to another topic, just to get your thoughts on this. Do you now think that, the metaverse should be regulated? This could be a topic for another day, but again, this is a deep one. Since we're talking about it, do you really think we need a constitution, for the metaverse? Because again, data privacy, data policy, data laws. I mean, what do you think needs to be done to,
that is
nip
a deep
this
question,
and
man.
control this to an extent?
So we go back to our previous shows, right? We're talking about decentralization and nobody owns anything, but it's a catch-22, right? Because if the government regulates, it no longer becomes the free world. It no longer becomes the new Mars where we're gonna build stuff, right? Mm-hmm. If they don't regulate, now we've become objects that are being tracked, right?
Got it.
And nobody is there to oversee and make sure that Facebook doesn't sell your, or not Facebook, but anybody, right? I don't want to keep picking on Facebook, but any company that runs the metaverse or that world, that land that you're in,
Yeah.
you know, how am I going to get protected? How are you going to get
True.
protected? I'm gonna throw that back at you.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, but again, here's the thing, right? It's all about, when we talk about the metaverse, people got to understand, it's not just one metaverse. It's not. I like to think about the metaverse like different countries.
Yep.
Right. You have the Roblox, you have the Sandbox, you have the Central Land, you have what Facebook is working on right now, Horizon Wars or something like that. You've got all these, again, no one knows. So here's the thing, right? I feel like, to an extent, within reason, I don't want to say government needs to step in, but there needs to be codes of conduct that basically, controls how people interact. And there should be some type of rules and regulation that really the major institutions and the major companies and organizations like Facebook, Apple, Microsoft will need to stick to. And this is what's going to happen. If nothing is done by a third party, the government or a separate organization, body that's set up to kind of regulate that, these big institutions are going to set up, like Facebook is going to set up their own privacy rules and impose that on the users, not Facebook,
Right.
Apple, whoever is, winning on these metaverse platforms right now, or whoever gets to win. 'Cause I don't think all of them are going to win. Let's just be real. But whoever leads this whole metaverse space will likely impose certain terms and conditions and privacy policies and what they think is best for you, and the users not having anyone speaking for them kind of loses that whole decentralized stuff. And this takes us back to what people like Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey have criticized in the past about the metaverse, saying, look, you do not own the metaverse. It's not as decentralized as people think it is. That's where I stand with this whole thing. But as far as it being safe, I'm all about safety and a conducive environment for the people, the users.
Wow. Well, that was good. I like the perspective. I really do. And my I guess my only other point here, in terms of oversight, for example, right, is if there is oversight by the government in this world, it might stifle things. It might stifle innovation. It might stifle what could be of the metaverse. All right. But if we're saying there's a new government in the metaverse, people can vote on what the rules are.
Yeah.
Now this is something new. I bet you nobody's talked about this. Maybe they have in the back, in the background.
Some conversations have been had on that too. But again, yeah.
Now imagine you got this concept where you have people collectively voting on different rules. Hey, I'm in this central land and I'm okay with you tracking my eyesight for this, and this. Now that's fair, right? Because because let the people, just like the people in this world get to vote, and they vote representatives who make decisions, let the people in the in these metaverses vote, because they're completely different citizens. So if you have dual citizenship, by the way, if you get a metaverse land, right, and you live in the metaverse and you're dedicated to the metaverse, now you have dual citizenships, one in Earth and one in the metaverse.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. People got to have a say, what happens. I'm all for that. And all I'm saying is, if nothing is created, trust me, these bigger institutions, these bigger companies who are the giants are going to impose certain regulations, and that will likely be in their favor. And, we'll see where that leads. But again, question for the people, again, this is getting a little too long, just so we wrap this up and kind of make sure, taking it back to you guys. What are you guys' thoughts on this, right? Do you guys, we can go on and on, about how we feel about this, but it's all about the users. So if you are watching this right now, what are your thoughts on this? We want to hear from you. We really want to understand where you stand. So leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know if you think the metaverse should be regulated, if you think the data privacy issues need to be, you know, dealt with before this whole metaverse thing gets to the place where it's uncontrollable. So I want to get your thoughts on that too from all our viewers. So last takeaways, what are your last takeaways? What do you want to leave with the people?
Last takeaway is, for every, like you said earlier, for every innovation, there's going to be growing challenges and more innovation to address those challenges. So, you know, innovation begets innovation, challenges beget challenges, right? So with that in mind, we can't just be closed-minded and say, oh, there's no privacy oversight or whatever, that means I'm out. But it's more about letting it evolve, right? And maybe going in, if you're not comfortable going in now, you go in once it does evolve. And those that go in now, as you know, are the ones that might be taking higher risks but higher rewards. As always, we don't make any recommendations, but just keep that in mind.
Absolutely agree. Hey guys, you guys, there you go. You've heard it. You've heard it all. And there's a lot more to this topic. But if you enjoy this segment and you feel like you gained some insight from this, be sure to leave us a comment in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up and share this video with other people. And if you have not subscribed up till now, you are really missing out. I got to tell you, you are really missing out. Hit that subscribe button now. See you in the next video. Stay safe and keep winning.